Welcome. My name is Mykesha Plesko with Cultivating Futures. We have a short mini-series regarding sexual health that we'll be putting out week to week. Our first conversation is going to be about consent, the conversations we should be having. Today, our guest speaker is Cassie LeBron Williams, so let's get into it.
We talk about everything when it comes to relationships, right? We talk about the red flags, the green flags, the situationships, the sneaky links, the ghosting. So hear me out. If you're in a relationship, a situationship, ain't nobody judging, you hooking up, consent definitely has to be part of the conversation. And if y'all not talking about it, let's start. So we need to understand this when it comes to consent, right? So consent is not just a one and done yes. Like if he said yes the first time, she says the first time, then it's go time the whole time. No, we gotta pause and we gotta continually check in with the other person. Consent is it's like a playlist. So the vibe may change at any given moment, right? So you got to see if the other person is still feeling it. Did their energy change? Are they still leaning in? They still into it? Or did they pull back? You have to check in. And by doing that, you just ask questions. And I know it can be awkward, but understand that's just respectful. Okay. So ask questions like, are you comfortable with this? Are you still feeling this? Do you still want to do this? And the questions may have to even come in the middle, of the actual intercourse or doing foreplay or whatever y'all got going on. If the other person is just not feeling it, or if you notice that they're not leaning in like they was initially, stop, pause, and check in with each other. But understand, if the person say no, they don't have to explain nothing else. A no is a no. A no is a statement on its own. As soon as the other person say no, everything's off the table and you have to stop. Okay, and just to emphasize again, consent can be withdrawn at any time during the makeout, during foreplay, during intercourse, whatever action y'all got going on. If somebody withdraws, y'all have to stop. Consent is not just verbal, but it's also body language. So pay attention. Okay. Anytime somebody taps out, anytime somebody pushes away, you got to stop. It's a no. But it's always good to get that verbal consent. And if someone says no, y'all don't push them. Don't push them. They're clearly not comfortable. Okay. Okay. So here's where it gets real. So if someone is drunk, if they're high, intoxicated, under the influence of anything, they cannot give you consent. They can't, even if they say yes, or even if they initiate it, even if they all into it, their body just, the energy is there. But because they are under the influence and they do not have a clear mind, it's still a no. You have to protect yourself and be respectful to them. Now, I think we already know this, but I'm going to just say it because we got to keep it on the table. Okay. Consent goes both ways. It's not just for the fellas or just for the ladies. It goes both ways. So fellas, you got to check in with her, and ladies, you got to check in with him. Okay. Now this part, I feel like it's obvious, but I'm going to say it out loud just to be loud and clear. Even though I feel like we should all have this understanding already. But if you're 18 and older, you're an adult. And anyone that's 17 and younger cannot give you legal consent. Okay? And I'm going to just leave that there. So I also want to add this too. If someone feels like they're being pressured into saying yes or feeling coerced to say yes because they're scared of your reaction or how you would perceive them, that's still not consent. Okay? If someone is uncomfortable, they're uncomfortable, and that's a no. Okay, so just to sum all of this up, right? Consent is just constant communication. Yes, through body language, but it's best to have it through speech. And again, when in doubt, just pause and ask questions. And if someone's uncomfortable, if someone says no, you just have to stop there. I don't want consent to feel like some kind of awkward elephant in the room. Consent is just caring for the next person. That's all.
Thank you, Cassie, for talking about this important topic, consent. Whether you're in a relationship or a situationship, you're going to have to use it. Make sure that you're comfortable with who you are and what your boundaries are. So important. So tell us a little bit more about yourself, your experiences, or maybe you have some tips. Put it below in the comments. Thank you.